Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're doing all these letters. So I've got a whole stack, all different colors. I think I'm going to stick to this color though, because I think it's really pretty. Well, I mean, not pretty, but it's nice. And I got all different colors. We're just coming to the end of the alphabet. We're on Y and Z today, so this is going to be the end of the alphabet. So if you're looking for any other letter, they're either being edited and are going to be on my channel, or they're probably already all edited. So start with you need your color A and your color B. I'm pretty sure if you've come this far as Y, then you already know. What I'm going to do. Color A, color B. This will be your letter color. Whatever colors you choose. I'm going to use a 6.5 because that's what I've been using for the last bit, because of the yarn I'm using is both for weight. It's not worsted, but if yours is worsted, I would probably just go with a 6.5. I think you're pretty safe. So we're going to chain 12 and single crochet 11 back up. Chain 1, turn your work. So the next 7 rows are going to be exactly the same, but we're going to do 4 single crochets before we introduce our color B. So this is my 4th stitch, but I'm only going to do part of it. This is where I'm going to add my new color. So I'm going to finish my 4th stitch with my new color. So just pull down on everything, get everything back into shape, back into place with your color B. So your added color, you're going to do 3 single crochets, weaving in everything at the back. So on your 3rd stitch, you're going to finish it with your color A. Make sure you pull down on everything nice and tight. With your color A, you're going to do 4 single crochets. That's all that you should have left. And because I don't think that you're just brand new at this anymore, if you're on the letter Y, I'm not going to be as anal about the teaching process. So if this is your first video, then forgive me. So I'm going to snip off my gray tail from where I added my gray, but I'm keeping the lead attached because it's all going to be woven in. Before we continue, I got to change my battery. I'll be right back. So I'm back just like that. So I've chained 1, I'm going to turn, and this has to be now repeated for 6 more rows. So this is what you should have. That's my 7 rows. So each one of these is 2, 2, 4, 6, and then your starting thing. If you get lost, that's how you can count. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. My next 2 rows are going to be the same as well. So they're going to be 3 single crochets with your color A. So on the 3rd stitch, we're going to finish it with B. With B, you're going to do 5 single crochets. That's my 5th stitch, so I'm going to finish it with A, and with A I'm going to do 3 single crochets. Chain 1 and repeat. Chain 1, turn your work. Your next round is going to be 2 single crochets. So on your 2nd stitch, you're going to finish that with your color B. Then you're going to do 7 single crochets with your color B, weaving in your color A at the back. Sometimes it's hard to find these stitches. That's my 7. I'm going to finish that with my color A. I'm going to do my 2 single crochets with my color A. Chain 1, turn your work. I have an itchy face. So I'm going to untwist a little bit because it's starting to annoy me. We're on round 12. We're going to do 2 single crochets. So on your 2nd one, you're going to finish that with your color B. Color B is going to be 3 single crochets. So we're doing the split in the Y. So on your 3rd stitch, you're going to finish it with your color A. Color A is going to be 1 single crochet. So finish that with your color B. Then with B, you're going to do 3 single crochets. Finish the 3rd with your color A. And do your 2 single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work. Oh, what's left of my thing wants to come along for the ride. I had to show you this. How did this get through that? How the heck does that even happen? That's crazy. Okay, I think I might be back on track. What a crazy situation. What did I just do? Okay, so round 13. We're going to do 1 single crochet. So finish that with your color B. With color B, you're going to do 4 single crochets. So on the 4th one, you're going to finish it with color A. Color A again, it's just going to be 1 single crochet. So you have to finish that with color B. Color B is going to be 4 single crochets. finish that fourth one with your color A, and then do your 1 single crochet, chain 1, turn your work. The next 2 rows are going to be the same. You're going to do 1 single crochet, so you're going to finish that with your color B. You're going to do 3 single crochets with B. You're going to finish that with your color A. You're going to do 3 single crochets with A. You're going to finish that with your color B. 3 single crochets with your color B. You're going to finish that with your color A. And you're going to do 1 single crochet with your color A. And repeat. Chain 1, turn your work. So your very last round is just going to be with your color A. I'm going to weave in my color B at the back just so I don't have to weave it in after. And you're going to do 11 single crochets. That's my 11, so I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off with a weaving tail. Unless you're finishing, don't fasten off with me obviously. If you're finishing this to be a bunting, you're obviously going to want to add more rows, so you can fold it over a piece of yarn. Or, you know, add your little triangle down here at the bottom. Or if you don't like this artifact, then you can do 1 single crochet around the entire project. It might make it curl up a little bit, but each one of these has to get blocked anyway. Alright, the letter Z. Start the same way. You're going to chain 12 and do 11 single crochets. That's my 11 single crochets. So the next 3 rows are going to be identical. You're going to chain 1 and turn. Right off the hop, we're going to add our color. So do 1 single crochet, finish it with your new color, with your color B. With your color B, you're going to do 9 single crochets. So all the way to the end, leaving 1 stitch to do your color change. This is number 9. So I'm going to finish it with my color A. I'm pulling down on everything, keeping it nice and tight, but I don't want to pull it out of shape either. And with my color A, I'm going to do my last turning over stitch, one more, making sure I'm weaving in my 2 gray pieces. Oh, I got one in there. That's alright. So I'm going to cut off this little tail, but I'm going to keep the lead obviously because I need it. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn, and I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. So that's my 3 rows the hard way. I lost a stitch, had to start all over again, and then my gray kept knotting up. So this video so far is not going so well. I didn't weave that in properly when I was doing it, so now I've got that mark right there. Very last one, and I finally screw up. Well, no, not that I didn't screw up on the other ones, miscounting and stuff like that, but yeah. Chain 1, turn your work. And now I can't stop all my stuff from pulling down on the floor, and I'm afraid that my gray is gonna get, I only have a little bit left. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough gray for the video, so this video might be scrapped. I have no idea. So you're going to do 6 single crochets with your color A. It's so hard to see my stitches with this gray sometimes. That's how I ended up dropping one. So that's 6. I'm going to finish it with my color B. And with my color B, I'm going to do 4 single crochets. And I'm going to finish it with my color A, and then I'm going to do my 1 single crochet, weaving in my color B. Chain 1, turn your work. I'm going to do 2 single crochets with my color A. So on my second one, I'm going to finish that stitch with my color B. I'm going to do 4 color B's. I'm going to finish the 4th stitch with my color A, and then I'm going to do 5 single crochets with my color A, which takes you right to the end. Chain 1 and turn. Running out of gray real fast. Next 2 rows are going to be the same. You're going to do 4 single crochets. On your 4th one, you're going to finish it with your color B. Color B's can be 4 single crochets. On your 4th one, you're going to finish it with your color A. And your color A, you're going to do 3 single crochets. Chain 1 and repeat. Chain 1, turn your work. Your next row is going to be 3 single crochets. So finish your third stitch with your color B. You're going to do 4 color Bs. Finish that final stitch with your color A and do 4 color A's. Chain 1, turn your work. Your next round is going to be 5 single crochets with the color A. That's 5, so I'm going to finish it with my color B. Color B is going to be 4 single crochets. I'm going to finish that 4th stitch with my color A, and then I'm going to do my 2 single crochets, chain 1, turn your work. We're on round 11. I'm still hoping I don't run out of my gray. Round 11 is going to be 1 single crochet, so I'm going to finish that with my color B. I'm going to do 4 single crochets with my color B. I'm going to finish that with my color A, and I'm going to do 6 single crochets with my color A. That is 6. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Round 12 is going to be 7 single crochets with your color A. This is my 7th stitch, so I'm gonna finish it with my color B. With my color B, I'm going to do 3 single crochets. I'm going to finish my 3rd stitch with my color A, and I'm going to do 1 single crochet with my color A. Chain 1, turn your work. So the next 3 rows are going to be the same, and that's 191, just like we did at the bottom. So you're going to do 1 single crochet. This is where I'm going to run out of my gray, I just know it. With your gray, you're going to do 9 single crochets. That's 9, so I'm going to finish my 9th stitch with my color A, and I'm going to do my 1 single crochet. So repeat this 2 more times, and I will see you on the other side. So that's my Z. I almost had enough. There's my knot where I tied the 2 colors together, and I probably didn't even need to do that. So, but I already have a knot where I had to tie the A color together because I had to cut it to get the big knot out. So it was a fiasco. So chain 1 and turn your work. I'm just going to undo this knot because I don't need it. Your last round is just 11 single crochets with your A color. So I'm weaving in the last bit of my gray just so I don't have to worry about it. So I did in fact have enough, which was, I really didn't think I was going to. So that's my 11 single crochet. I'm going to fasten off with a weaving tail. I'm just going to cut this off. And this I'm going to try to make look a little better. I just don't know how I'm going to do that. But hopefully your Z's not ruined like my Z. I mean, these are supposed to be made so that you can see it from the front and the back, like making a banner and stuff, but it seems that I had a bit of a kerfuffle with this whole video. From start to finish has just been bad. But it's the last letter. I'm probably just anxious to get this finished. This was a lot of work, so I hope you guys appreciate the amount of work that went into making these tapestry letters. And I'm just ever so glad that they're finished. There we go. My Y and my Z. Thankfully the knot's on the back side of that. There we go. All finished. The whole entire alphabet. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next video.